Hey, so, today we are touching on another game, that, I have never played before, but this one is actually pretty far back. It's only the second Windows game, Perfect Cherry Blossom, um, and as you may have noticed this time, I'm erring on the side of making the, audio much, much quieter, and, I actually wanted to, first of all, turn the sound effects way down so you can kind of hear the music, but there's no adjustment, it's on or off. So we're kind of stuck with, I had to go into the volume mixer, so unfortunately the music is probably going to be a bit quiet, but you'll be able to hear me. Um, and I think that you'll be able to hear the bullets firing just fine because they are still surprisingly loud. Anyway, so we can just get right into it. This is what looks really different from the modern art style that Zune uses. I play as Reimu all the time. I think I'm gonna go with Marissa this time. Let's see, power type, penetration type, power. So I pretty much know the plot of this one, but you can kind of see it as it goes. I don't really know all that much about the mechanics, beyond the obvious, and I think it, do I not get a collection line in this game? Like at all? Okay, I guess I have, do I have to be at full power to collect it all? That's weird. I guess wow, this feels so old-fashioned. I'm collecting these things manually. That's so weird. Yeah, I haven't done that in ages. Like since back when I didn't know what the collection line was, which was like back in Imperishable Night. So I think that the shiny pink things I'm collecting are like cherry points or something. To go with the cherry blossom thing. I guess I should tell you actually, like, there's the general opening of how the plot goes. Basically, the idea is that winter didn't end, and that's bad, so we're finding out who did it. Whose fault is it that winter didn't end today? This year, I guess. Someone's to blame. Wait, what? The protagonist is suddenly unexpectedly hostile. I guess that's not necessarily new, but so this is Letty Whiterock. Now a lot of the characters introduced in the early games became enduring and popular characters who made a lot of returning appearances, like Romelia Scarlet, Cherno, Yukari Yakumo. Letty is not one of those. She's not really all that well remembered compared to the other characters who appeared in this game. I'm not sure why that is. I guess she's not a very interesting character. I don't know. But she is a Yuki Onna. Basically, she's just an ice person who controls ice, and makes for a fairly easy stage 1 boss, it seems. Maybe the reason she didn't really catch on is because we already had a really weak ice-powered character in Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, so we didn't really need a second one. But you can't really avoid having an ice-type character, in a winter-themed game. So, maybe Letty was always kind of doomed. Who knows? I'm trying to remember if Cherno makes an appearance in this game, because it would kind of make sense. Well, with the ice and all. Oh, that's weird. The fairies are appearing out of bubbles. Oh wait, big power. Was that big power? That was. I'd kind of like a collection line. That's weird, it's been so long since I haven't been able to use a collection line. I think I can probably use it now at full power. Yeah, there we go. Sorry. I don't know what it does. It says 0.28 of 50. I guess that would be extra lives, probably. It's a kitty. This character is Chen, and she is fairly significant because she is the familiar of Yukari, who is a pretty important recurring character. So she's a little ways down on the rungs of authority, I guess. But she has made a lot of return appearances. I mean, everyone likes kitties, so what? There you go. That was a little bit careless. I don't know how the continue system works. The earlier games tend to use kind of pick up where you left off continues, which I'm kind of hoping for because those are the most photogenic. I've had a lot of good luck with that generally being the trend. What? Supernatural border? What does that mean? Oh, aches. What was that? I have no idea what just happened. Did I gain something? Cats, dogs, and foxes are human-like? I gotta say, the background for this area doesn't really measure up to some of the more visually appealing backdrops that appeared in the later games. Yeah, not to be too hard on Zune or anything, but this is probably about the ugliest background I've seen in Touhou. What did she just do? She shook the screen. What does that mean? Stage 2 bosses shouldn't be doing weird things like that. We shouldn't be starting off that till at least stage 4. Chen is kind of, as you can see, she's a very physical character, tending to move around the screen, and sometimes actually poses physical threat by crashing into you, which is something that shows up occasionally in spell cards. Generally, spell cards are about, of course, dodging bullets, so a boss that physically charges you tends to be a bit of a gimmicky thing, so it doesn't show up all that often, but there are a few significant characters who kind of have a reputation for relying on strength. Well, okay. For example, Suika the Oni uh, has a few spell cards where she just rams into you. It feels weird having only 2 options when I'm at max power. I feel like I should have more. Let's see, we're on stage 3 now. And yes, Alice. Alice is a very interesting character. And especially interesting at this point in the series history. Basically, this is a good time to cover it because, like I said, this is only the second Windows game. The games previous to Embodiment of Scarlet Devil were on a Japanese machine called the PC-98, which you can really only play PC-98 games on emulator now. But the Touhou games from the PC-98 era had characters. The characters in setting were less fleshed out, and a lot of the characters that Reimu looks a lot different. All the characters kind of looked and acted differently, and pretty much when he switched to the Windows era, it was pretty much a clean sweep. A lot of stuff in the series changed, and a lot of characters went away. And only a few characters from the PC-98 era came back, and Alice is one of them. Although, like the others, she's a fair bit different. I'll just let this dialogue go so I don't distract. That sounds suggestive. But yeah, basically, the way it works is switching from PC-98 to Windows. It wasn't necessarily a sure thing, knowing which characters would come back. And so there, I guess, you kind of had this period where, when Embodiment of Scarlet Devil came out, you knew, of course, that Reimu and Marissa were staying because they were playable characters in that game. And so it's not a complete start over. We're having characters returning, but you don't really know who. And so, for all anyone knew, before the release of this game, Alice could have been one of those characters who was disappeared from the series, as many others were, especially at least a couple popular ones like Mima, who was a major protagonist, and even a playable character. And I think that's probably the most surprising one to never return. I think a lot of people still want Mima back, but she has never reappeared. So the fact that Alice did reappear here is fairly significant because, beyond the protagonists, she's one of very few who did. I think the only ones who came back, who featured in PC-98 and reappeared in Windows, was the 2 protagonists, Alice, and another character who's a little bit more obscure called Yuka. Other than that, I don't think there were any more. I might be forgetting 1 or 2, but I think that's it. So I think Touhou probably had less fans at the time, but it must have been an interesting time when the series was so in flux. And now we are moving on. I'm doing pretty well. Besides that one botch death in stage 2, I think we got 4 lives right now. Of course, I have no real idea of how difficult this game gets, you know, where the hard spots are, that kind of thing. But that's what the blind runs are all about, you know, it's a surprise. I have sensed that a lot of the earlier games are easier. I didn't play Embodiment of Scarlet Devil in depth. That was careless. But it seemed like an easier game than a lot of the ones I was familiar with. I don't know if that was just an isolated example or if that's a thing in the early Windows games. Oh, jeez. I really don't know. But you know, that's part of the reason to play it is to learn what the early games were like. Speaking of the PC98 series, I might actually kind of look into at least showing you what those games were like. Oh, I see these ones kind of burst and rain bullets on me. I see where this is going. Should I even shoot them? Oh, yes, I should. I got you now. The PC98 games are much more primitive looking. They had a much more limited color palette. Yikes. They don't look nearly as pretty, and they aren't quite as polished since they were much earlier in Zun's career. But they're definitely interesting as kind of a historical note on the series. You know, kind of going to see its roots, and I have actually played them a little bit. I don't really know what kind of difficulty I would have recording on a PC98 emulator. I mean, OBS can just record off the screen for just about any old thing, I think, so in theory it shouldn't be any more difficult. That's kind of the hope, I guess. Jeez. I'm not a fan of these weirdo death shots. Subterranean Animism had that too in stage 5, where you'd have enemies that would die and then just like spew bullets everywhere. Although those ones I think you could just not kill, which made it a lot easier if you didn't care about points or anything. But these ones, they'll punish you for not shooting them down. They'll punish you for shooting them down. So it's kind of a catch-22 like that, I guess. Whoop. Oh jeez. You gotta make sure when you have bullets homing in on you, the big thing is not to get hemmed in. You kind of have to have an escape route instead of just getting pushed into the corner of the screen. And I seem to be doing alright for now. Ew. Oh man, I mistimed my bomb press. I've got 3 lives, doing alright. If I have continues, I think I should be fine. Maybe we can make it a habit for me to get to the end of the games now instead of dying on the final boss. That would be pretty cool. Oh, okay. It's mysterious. Wow, harsh. So these are the Prism River Sisters who play musics. They are phantom musicians, and I think that they're more popular than Letty is, but I don't know that they've really had all that much reappearances. Wow, that's interesting. Apparently gaining... Hey, wait, I know this music. This... hold on. Where do I know... Was this in Imperishable or did I don't know. It sounds like a music in Imperishable Night, but I might be wrong about... This is a bad place to be. Whew. So I don't know exactly how this kind of triplet battle works exactly. Apparently I survived it fine. I have yet to actually bomb in this game. I really should. I'm so bad about that, as you've seen frequently. The structure of this is kind of weird, where it seems to have patterns or attacks that end very rapidly, and it seems to have something to do with that weird barrier thing. I don't really get it. This may be one where I actually have to read up on the mechanics. Are they like little bonus rounds, like in Imperishable Night? I really don't. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. No, that's much too close. What are you doing? What is this? Oh, they're reflecting the bullets like rainbows, like prisms in rivers or something like that. I think I'm doing all right. I'm doing better in it than I did in Imperishable Night, which is a little embarrassing because Imperishable Night is the one that I actually practiced at. But I mean, you saw what I had to deal with Raymu. I mean, presumably you did, unless you didn't watch that one. Wow, I won. That was pretty good. Well, that was silly. I might actually, like, clear this one. Probably not, but, I mean, I can always hope. If I'd been bombing, I probably could have cleared it easy. But such is the way of things when I suck at bombing. There it is again. Get it. Order bonus? I'm gonna have to read up on this. I can't just rely on guessing to figure this one out. Is it just me, or do items seem to fall faster in the older games? I don't know, they feel heavier. Ew. That was weird. I guess I like fighting bosses in it. Sometimes the stages get a little bit boring, and it's like, when is it gonna end? When am I gonna get to fight the person in charge? Is it now? Is it right now? Yes. Is that also supposed to be suggestive? Oh dear. Yay. Well, you got me moving fast. There we go. This is Yomu, and she is a user of swords. Yeah. and I think she will probably explain what her deal is fairly quick. Jeez. I should have known that I would get screwed over pretty soon in the 5th stage. 5 stages of stage 5. Stage 5s are hard, and I know how to talk sometimes. It's going crazy on me. Did I use a continue? I have two players now. Did I gain lives? Where did those lives come from? Someone tell me. I don't know. I'm confused now. Or did I already? Usually I have a better eye on how many lives I have than this. So yeah, basically, Yomu is the one gathering Spring Essence, bringing it here to the Netherworld, and in fact, she actually kind of, becomes a regular protagonist, in the later games, so she reappears quite a bit. That side. She really likes those dramatic sword slashes. Oh, those big bubble bullets are smaller than they look. Luckily for me. I got to die in dramatic slow motion. So I still don't know where those lives came from. Is it silently using continues? Is there anywhere I can check how many credits I have? I don't know. Maybe I just did the border thing give me extra lives? I guess if someone who's able, like, might have seen it can tell me what happened there. I really don't know. That's weird. You don't usually just get lives and don't know where they came from. Oh, that seems bad. What is this? This whole slow motion thing is really kind of intense. I'm doing a pretty good job of it, I think. You gotta hurry because you don't have much time in slow motion mode. Whoa, hey, too close. Whoa, okay, so that's what she did. I think I may be close to using a continue here. If I didn't already. If I've been using continue silently, I may be hazardously close to already dying. I really don't know. It seems like a weird thing to do. I can't imagine that it would use up continues without telling me, because, like, why would it do that? Okay, so no, it didn't. So where did those other lives come from? I don't know. But hey, 5th stage boss, our first continue. That's pretty good. I'm gonna get the bad ending, of course, but should I get out of the way? Yeesh. I'm just gonna bomb this one. I'm kind of done with this thing. In the netherworld, of course. I really was kind of hoping to get to the end, but you know, I haven't had any practice on these spell cards, so how often does that happen? But you know, I think I'm pretty confident that I can at least finish, which is good. I like that I've been able to do that more, and this will be the first blind run where I actually got to the end on camera, which came so close last time in double dealing character. Which, having practiced double dealing character, I actually got pretty lucky in some of those, because yeah. And of course she's a mid-boss. That seems like kind of a recurring thing, that the 5th stage boss is also the 6th stage mid-boss. Subterranean Animism did that too. Of course she's gotta have another spell card for me. Hey, there's no slow-mo that time. That's not fair. You get your cool sword slash, I get a slow-mo. That's the deal. Whoa, I have 4 lives. Where are all these lives coming from? I really don't get how this works. I'm really gonna have to study up on the mechanics of this. You don't tend to just get a pile of lives out of nowhere. That's really weird. I guess it's from collecting point items. A lot of characters in Touhou kind of seem to do things because why the hell not? What? This is a weird conversation. Even she noticed. What? I think I've really lost track of what's going on here. So this is Yuyuko, and Yuyuko is basically the representative of the netherworld in Touhou. She's a ghost. She does ghosty things, like float. I guess everyone floats. What's that? What's that? Why are you swinging it towards me? Yeah, that's unnerving. It's too close, I think. Altogether too close. And Yuyuko is another fairly important character who reappears a fair bit. She's a pretty powerful character. She can control death, which is pretty powerful. A lot of characters in Touhou kind of have really extreme and ill-defined powers. And they generally don't use any of those completely like game-breaking powers in their attacks. I guess the spell card system is sort of designed to make it a little bit fairer so that she can't just kind of snap her fingers and you die. You know. Yeah, I'm bombing this. Screw you. Hoping I won't have to use another continue, but I might. Bosses seem shorter in this game than in later games. She doesn't actually seem to have that many spell cards compared to a typical final boss. But Yu Yuko actually has a fair bit of backstory that's a little much for me to explain here, but it is relevant to this game. And geez, this is going forever. Am I not hitting her? There we go. It's funny, she kind of looks different in this game too. She seems kind of more wide-eyed and innocent looking in her portrait. That's really weird. What am I? That's strange. Ow. What is that? How am I supposed to avoid that? But yeah, we may figure out, reveal more of the backstory. It's, what you actually learn from the dialogue tends to be kind of almost randomish at times. Sometimes you don't entirely make sense of what's going on just by reading the dialogue. That's just kind of the way that Touhou is. That's a bit close. And, but anyway, the main thing to know right now is that I am dying a whole lot. But no. The main thing to know right now is that pretty much Yu Yuko is the one gathering the essence of spring. Yomu is the one doing it, but Yu Yuko is the one who asked her. Basically, Yu Yuko is in charge. And she wants to do it to gather the essence of spring to make this legendary cherry tree bloom. I'm getting a little uncomfortable here, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and use a bomb. There it is again. That supernatural border thing. Does it give me lives? No. And I'm kind of in a bad situation right here. Hey, I won! Huh. Wait, what? What? What's going on here? This wasn't part of the... That was her last spell card. Why is there more? I demand answers. I have no more bombs. What? What just happened? I'm so confused. I got hit and it popped? And what? I'm really confused. Oh, now I died. I was really sure I was gonna get by without having to use one more continue, but I think this is a survival round. Because I'm shooting and I don't see a target. I'm actually doing alright other than the whole small dying part that happened. Jeez, this is getting a little bit tight. think I won. For real this time. Ooh. You're not gonna pull another one on me, are you? No, okay. So I used, what, 2 continues? Doesn't matter how many continues I used. If I use more than 0, I get the bad ending. Yeah, no continues. I know. Maybe one day I'll capture a good ending on camera. Well, that was Perfect Cherry Blossom. Certainly interesting. I was fairly surprised how different this ended up being than the modern games. I had no idea what was going on a lot of the time. Unlike Imperishable Night, which I've already played to death, I'm probably going to spend some time on this one. I think I have a pretty good chance of getting pretty far in it, so probably some actual winning videos will be going up for this one fairly soon. So I hope to see you there.